you're not going to get the people to look at your work that should be looking at your work.
Right, right. I have people walk by the expo, they look at my art and they keep going. They look at it, they say hi, I'm talking to them. That's really nice. Then they walk off.
Well, you have to put up a sign saying, there's a story here. Ask me.
Right, right. Okay.
And, that's my marketing mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But your marketing mind will come up with the right things for you.
Right.
So this is like a new role for you because, you do what you do at your job. It's great that you love it. And then you found this other thing that you love, but it's going to necessitate you taking on a new role.
Right.
And you have to bring tremendous engagement and creativity to the role of it, at least at first, to get the ball rolling.
Right, right, right.
Otherwise, how do people know,
Mm-hmm.
Look, I mean, why? Okay, it's colorful, it's nice. Maybe it didn't grab me. But if I know that this came to you as a
vision.
Channeled vision,
Mm-hmm.
and this is
it's not me creating it. I'm just the hands that are delivering the message.
Or create like a display where you have, let's say, a person's photo,
Mm-hmm.
art that you made.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the person saying something, a testimonial, like, I can't believe she captured me. I've always dreamed about horses. And I didn't tell her. So you've got the testimonial explaining more about the portrait.
I do have one of the first ones that I did, and it was so complicated. There were so many elements to it. And she wrote me this big long page, she emailed me this big long page. She goes back and looks at it and finds more things and finds more of this and finds more of that. I just put it in because I felt like it needed to be there. And she did write me a very long, nice testimonial for that. And I put it up on my page every once in a while, but that maybe having that sitting in front of them to see it would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should always keep, a copy of your work so that, she can have the work at home, but you can have
I copy everything I create, I copy.
So the trick is you've got to have your chance. You've got to widen your chance to connect with people and let them know what you're offering. Because I can guarantee you they don't understand.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. And I definitely need a really good front person as well when I'm doing readings, so that they can, I can explain to them what I need to attract people in while I'm working. They can do the script model.
Oh, so you do it on the spot?
I do quick readings on the spot, but that's where it's the same location where I get my commissions. So if they don't want a quick reading, then they'll get the commission.
I see. And has that been working at all, or is that the one that's the zero?
That's the one that's been breaking even, except for it depends on who is helping me on my booth. So far, my mom came up, and that's when I made the whole week's worth salary. But she does things too, she won't be able to come up until later on this summer.
I see. So that's a great partnership for you.
Yeah, it is.
But then you don't have to somebody has to do that communicating part.
Right.
Because when you're, like I said, you looked a little defensive, I'm not sure what this is. It's really hard to explain.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely the biggest stumbling block, is having to explain in rational terms what I do.
Right. Maybe you don't need to explain it in rational terms. Maybe don't use that word, but maybe say in positive, exciting, seductive terms. Right?
Right.
So change your words. A lot of times we use the words that, like, there's part of you, it's funny, but I'm seeing a split in you, which is, you're doing this work that's very, I would say, divine feminine, very intuitive. Mm-hmm. And then there's this part of you is like, I've got to kind of defend it in rational terms. And, it's almost like you're not that part of you is not aligned.
Right.
With what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I trust visions. I know at this point I trust what comes into my head needs to be there. I don't second guess myself anymore, because for me, when someone comes and gets their piece, and I explain the reading to them, when they're surprised and amazed by it, that just makes it all the much better for me. That's like, I got it right this time. I'm getting it. You know, it's such a positive for me, such positive feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you change that, your rational mind, to quiet down a little bit and let the divine feminine speak up for you more in your words, not just in your art?
Right. I should.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I need to connect with.
Yeah, I think so. I think really allow, I mean, it's very interesting because I'm part of the show is I usually have coaching clients, guests, and I'm doing a series now of talking to experts about divine feminine. So
Okay.
it's very much on my mind, and I see a lot of women, you know, they get caught in these, you know, the old, you know, like I can't defend this, you know.
Right.
Let's just not even try. Let's
Just wipe that one right off the chalkboard and start brand new.
yes, and what you have such confidence in your work.
And it's so new. It's still perplexing me. It's like, all right, where do I fit this in? It's new. I'm excited by it. I can't wait to get up in the morning and do my artwork, except I have to go to work until I can do my artwork.
That's wonderful. That's what I can see it being enormously successful.
I have to get over whatever jump is coming up. I have to get over that jump and get it over.
It's dive into the divine feminine. Be, you know, because when you're at these fairs, it could be reflected not just, well, first of all, how you display and the types of things, you know, how you bring people in, how you dress, you know, dress the part.
Yeah.
You know, don't wear a power suit.
No, I don't even own a power suit. I don't even own pantyhose.
Be artistic. Play the role a little bit, or just play around with it, so that you just
wear what I have no fashion sense. You know, I'm not looking in the pages, and I'm not doing that. I wear what appeals to me and what I feel good in. And you know, I do get new stuff. It's not, you know, all old hip stuff. But when you go to the metaphysical expos, you can do a lot of people watching. You know, it's great. I'll just say it like that. There's some great people watching. But there's a lot of competition too. There's a lot of people that do cards. I don't do cards, and that's how I explain it. I don't do cards. It comes to me in a picture, and then I draw that. And that part gets them intrigued.
Why don't you also, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but, you know, I think that the main advice is, you know, what we talked about is allowing the divine feminine to speak with words, not just in what you do, and to focus on that aspect. But I also see you developing products that are reproducible and people can buy for a lesser amount.
Yes, and that's something that I'm trying to fund. I set up a Patreon. That's a website. It's an artist-funded website, you know. So I've set that up. I haven't got any followers yet, but that is something that I can use to get my works scanned and printed into G-Plays, so I can print them off. I can have reproductions ready to go.
Reproductions, you know, as prints, as cards, and because you are such an active channel, you could, I don't know if you have other things, but you could make you know, people do their own tarot decks. There's a whole range of products, you know, that require artwork. So I think that will be a really good thing for you to have a few streams that are more, once you get them established, that are more passive income.
Right. Yeah, I do have a few things in my head that I want to do. And right now, Janis Joplin. Janis wants to be painted next. And I'm kind of like, I can't wait to see how she's going to show up. I mean, I've kind of got what, you know, it's from the side. She's doing this. That's all I've got now. I can't wait to see how she's going to show up.
Oh, well, the whole celebrity aspect is huge.
Well, and Marilyn, I saw a picture of Marilyn. I'm like, oh, there's one. That's the next one that's going to come.
Yeah. No, because you have, you know, Marilyn collectors, Sinatra collectors, Elvis. Yeah, no, I think that's a whole other stream. So when you don't have a commission, you could be doing one of those.
Mhm.
But I'm going to need to wrap up. So why don't you give us the name of your website so people can find you and commission you if they'd like to have a portrait done in this intriguing way?
My website is on Fine Art America. It's under Jamie Holland Cummins. You can also find me on Facebook. I'm there all the time, and it's Jamie Holland. And I'm also on Twitter. That would be I'm busy coloring. Just the way it sounds, I'm busy coloring. That's where you can.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay, great. It's been such a pleasure, and thank you so much for being my guest.
Oh, thanks. This was awesome. I was so excited.
Great. I'm happy if I could help, and I'm always welcome anyone who'd like some help privately with me. You can reach me at rebalinker.com or join my Facebook group at Leaders in Self-Love. So thank you to our viewers for being with us today on Paint Yourself into the Picture. If you would like to be a guest on Paint Yourself into the Picture, you can go to vcntv.com/paintyourselfintothe-picture/apply. I'd love for you to subscribe to the show. That way you won't miss any of the fun that is yet to come. Remember to like this video and leave your comments below. Join us again next week. And remember to paint yourself into the picture.
To watch the rest of this episode, click on the link below the video now if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, click on the Watch the Full Episode button when the video is done.